We are not seeing a normal weather pattern across North America as October continues and we see a big wild temperature pattern across the United States and Canada. We're going to be diving into that, precipitation chances, and looking at the tropics all in this video. So welcome back to Weather on the Go, everyone. All your weather coverage on this Friday, October 18th, 2024. And looking here at the temperature anomalies this morning, we are actually seeing colder temperatures than normal across the southeast and the eastern U.S. That does continue. We also see that across the western part of the United States as well, all the way up into western Canada and Alaska. And then the unseasonably warm temperatures continue across southern Canada. So Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, all the way down into the central U.S., like the Great Plains, we are seeing that here this morning. So these temperatures that we did start off with this morning, probably needing those at least light jackets out there across the east and especially across the west in those higher elevations starting off in the teens and the 20s. Those temperatures will warm up nicely across the middle of the country, especially into the upper Midwest this afternoon, but remain below normal across the west and parts of the southeast as we go into the afternoon. So here are your high temperatures for this Friday afternoon. We're into the 70s, mid 70s up in Omaha at 74, 71 in Des Moines, and 74 in Wichita, Kansas, and 77 down into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You can see the cold pocket aloft back to the west across western parts of the United States into the 40s and the 50s, and then the 50s across the mid-Atlantic on up into the northeast this afternoon. Let's look at the precipitation chances. And if you don't remember, the supermoon was last night, and it was a nice viewing across the eastern United States with clear skies, stars out there, a double-barreled area of high pressure across southeastern Canada and the eastern U.S. So make sure that if you didn't see that, make sure you get the next one. The next supermoon will actually be on November 15th. So let's look here at this afternoon. You can see we do have some unsettled weather across the Rockies, especially the Four Corners region. So Utah, Colorado, into Arizona, New Mexico, but even further north into Wyoming, we'll see some precipitation today, rain, and a mix of snow. And the snow is going to be more prevalent in those higher elevations. And then as we go into tonight, more of the same across the Four Corners region, although some rain showers will be possible across western Kansas and Nebraska as we go into tonight as well. Not really looking at a total washout for a lot of these areas. We will be seeing some unsettled weather across the Four Corners. If we do see any washouts, it'll be over here in Utah, Arizona, Colorado, or New Mexico. Outside of that, into Nebraska, western Kansas, really not seeing all-day washouts or anything like that, so don't go canceling any of your plans this Friday evening, but just take an umbrella just in case we do have some rain showers out there. Averaging around a quarter to half an inch, isolated inch totals are possible out there, and the snowfall is going to be flying. We're getting into late October, the colder air over the Rockies. You definitely are going to be starting to get those ski resorts going out west, and we could be seeing several inches of snow in the higher elevations outside the Salt Lake City area, west of Denver, and west of the Cheyenne area in Wyoming. Heaviest of the snows will be up in Canada, where the colder air truly is, across western British Columbia down toward the Vancouver region. Could be seeing well over a foot or 2 feet of snow with around 28 inches here in some of the highest elevations. Going through the weekend, we do have a very significant pattern shift in the offing, and we have a high pressure system across the Great Lakes. And high pressure systems, especially once you get into late October, are going to feed into seeing more warmer temperatures than you typically see for this time of year. We got a cutoff low pressure system, though, down into Arizona, and hey, we'll take it. Down in this area, it's been hot this past summer and early fall, and below normal temperatures doesn't come around every day. So we'll see temperatures 25, 30 degrees below the norm down here. Yeah, into the Flagstaff area, into Phoenix, and it's extending over into Albuquerque in New Mexico as well. But below or above normal temperatures will be the name of the game across southern Canada, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec. You pick your province up there. It's going to be warm. And then across the northern U.S., especially the northern plains, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, or interior New England, we're going to be seeing those unseasonably warm temperatures. Let's look at those. This weekend, Saturday afternoon, this is tomorrow afternoon, we're into the mid and upper 70s across parts of the central and southern plains, some 80s out there. But look at Sunday. Yeah, we could be in the low 80s all the way up into the Hawkeye state of Iowa, into eastern Nebraska, into southeastern South Dakota, maybe even as far north as southern Minnesota as we go into Sunday afternoon. So an unseasonably warm day, to say the very least, and a lot of these areas may be pushing close to record highs that during this time frame as well. And looking here at the culprit, we have a cutoff low pressure system down here into the Four Corners region. This is your vorticity map, and basically what this shows is the brighter the color, the more spin there is in the mid-level of the atmosphere. So you see the low pressure down here toward the Flagstaff area, toward Phoenix, toward Albuquerque for this weekend, and it's going to have some moisture to play with as well this weekend. You can see the moisture is open from the Gulf of Mexico and eastern Pacific up into western Texas and eastern New Mexico, up into Colorado there, and we're going to be seeing the potential setup for some isolated severe thunderstorms further south and west into eastern New Mexico, into the western Texas panhandle there, in far west Texas on Saturday. This could set up a tornado risk. Now, it's not off the charts or anything like that, but we could be seeing an isolated brief tornado or two across eastern, northeastern New Mexico into the Clayton area, back just east of Albuquerque here into Clovis, Roswell, and we're going to be keeping an eye on that as we go through your Saturday. Although we're going to be seeing some much needed precipitation down in these areas for the weekend. So here you go on Saturday across Colorado and New Mexico, drought-stricken areas. We're going to need the rainfall, and we have it as we go into the weekend. And you can see rainfall is going to be in no short supply down here in northeastern New Mexico, and some areas could be going for 6 to 8 inches, if not 10 inches of rain for the weekend, and some heavier snows in those areas, especially in southwest Colorado, could be taking a run at a foot or two of snow in those higher elevations for the weekend. Otherwise, again, the snowfall prospects aren't really there for the U.S. outside of the Colorado, New Mexico region. The heaviest will be up here in western Canada, British Columbia, and Alberta, where we could see, again, over a foot or two of snow this weekend. Heading into next work week, Monday, October 21st through Friday, October 25th, we're going to be seeing zonal flow across the United States. So that keeps the colder air up here into the Arctic Circle and remains a little bit milder across the lower 48 and southern Canada, respectively, as we have Pacific air moving in from the eastern Pacific into the United States and across into the western Atlantic. So this means much of southern Canada, much of the United States will remain above normal or unseasonably mild for this time of year as we go through next week. And it's also going to come with drier weather, sun-splashed skies, especially for the eastern U.S. as we go through next week. Some precipitation at times out west, but it looks to be promising for dry weather as we go into next week. So let's walk you through that. On Monday, starting off the work week, pretty strong low pressure system up here for October standards across southern Canada. This could be spreading out some snow into the northern provinces of Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or even Alberta, and maybe some precipitation down into the plains, but nothing terribly heavy. Going into Tuesday, that low pressure system will swing a cold front into the upper Midwest and through the Great Lakes as we go even into Wednesday, temporarily cooling us off, maybe bringing limited chances for rain and or snow showers. And then as we go into Thursday, we're right back to the sun-splashed skies across the upper Midwest Great Lakes, and we're going to be warming it back up again, unseasonably warm for the end of the week by the time we get into Friday. And we have a pretty strong low-pressure system on Friday moving into the Pacific Northwest. This could bring some hefty snow and rainfall amounts for places like Seattle, Portland, and even up into Vancouver for the upcoming weekend, next weekend. So looking at the rainfall amounts going through next work week, again, this is from Monday, October 21st through Friday, October 25th, and we're not really seeing a lot of rainfall. The heaviest will be over here in the Pacific Northwest, especially later in the week with that stronger low pressure system down around 974 millibars. Seattle, Portland, maybe northwestern California could be seeing around an inch and a half of rain there. Snowfall, yeah, it's going to be pretty warm across the United States, so that's going to remain well to the north. But Alaska, folks, remember when we looked at Alaska here before around a week and a half ago, the snowpack up here was very, very scarce. But now we're starting to lay out that foundation. We're starting to get a lot of snowfall up here in Alaska. And it could come in feet as we go through next week. So we'll be keeping an eye on the snow cover up north. Looking at the tropics, not really seeing a lot that is alarming here. The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida is keeping an eye on a couple of areas. One that has a very small 10% chance just to the north of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and Haiti. That really is dwindling before our very eyes. A much greater chance relative to the 10%, 50% chance, flip of a coin, just to the west of there into the Western Caribbean and toward the Yucatan, Central America. We're going to keep an eye on that. More robust are those thunderstorms in the convection there in Western Caribbean, and that's why that system has a little bit better of a chance of developing as we go through the upcoming weekend. And it does have some water temperatures that are, again, very warm for this time of year, so it does have some fuel to work with to really start to grow as we go into the weekend. Let's look at the ensembles again. I think this paints a very good story of what we could see. The European ensemble guidance really pretty weak with this system, probably just a rainmaker. The GFS maybe just a little bit stronger, but still really more robust on the system here near the Yucatan. Really not seeing anything here north of Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, or Haiti, so that's good news. And the Canadian ensemble guidance really not showing it over there either, but it is showing the storm closer to the Yucatan. So we could have a tropical depression, maybe a weak tropical storm be named here as it moves west towards Central America and into the Yucatan, and that could bring some very heavy rain, some flooding out there. We'll keep an eye on that. Overall, going through the rest of October, straight through Halloween, early into November as well, through the 5th time frame, we're going to be watching the Central and Western Caribbean and areas near Central America and the Yucatan that could be seeing some tropical systems start to develop. And if those do develop, they could develop into tropical depressions, storms, hurricanes, major hurricanes. We'll keep you updated on that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below for the latest weather information right at your fingertips with videos, live streams, you name it. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you are notified when my videos and live streams are posted. Make sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below, and make sure also to leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll always get to those after my videos, and I hope everyone has a wonderful and fantastic rest of their Friday out there.